Did I enjoy this film? Very much so. Mortal Kombat 2, in my opinion, far exceeds all ambition of the more recent Mortal Kombat 1. I have seen opinions that are the opposite of mine, for which I do not understand. Either way, for me, this is now the second best Mortal Kombat film in existence. Obviously, the debut film for the franchise in the 90s still holds the crown. Christopher Lambert as Raiden plays a large part in that for me. That's just me. This movie gives the characters in focus depth, and it works well. The emotional upheaval in certain scenes took me out of wanting some action and gore, and I began to feel. I felt for the characters. This was well done. Well f***ing done. I remember when Carl Urban was announced as Johnny Cage, and the crowd went mild. He plays into the meta perfectly, though, while adding additional meta on top of it throughout the film. A good portion of the humor does land, and what didn't land for me wasn't offensive. My intelligence never felt insulted. It was clear these people got the characters, and an older Johnny opened many paths for him to go in this film and for the next one. There is no doubt another one coming. And what's great about it, they have an opportunity to make a better film for the MK fans in the universe. But this film was far more cohesive, better written, and better acted with a better cast. You have to do video game movies with a ton of care and attention. Obviously, we all know this. One of the more difficult things for fighting game movies to do is give a screenplay some emotional weight for the audience. This movie did that. The fight scenes and choreography are solid in this movie, mostly. It was a concern of mine, and not everything is impressive. For some reason, motherfuckers just can't seem to get long jumps and wall jumps and shit like that to look right. In my mind, it seems like an easy editing fix, but I've never edited a fight scene, so what do I know? Anyway, my favorite fights are Johnny Cage at Kitana and Liu Kang at Kung Lao. That was a lot of fun. Carl Urban does very well with this role, in my opinion, and he isn't pretending to be in his late 20s. That's part of the arc here for him. But it wasn't perfect.
Spoilers incoming. 3, 2, 1.
I was uncertain with the actress playing Kitana at first, but when the fight with Johnny Cage began, I was all the way sold. That fight scene is 88 out of 100 for me. Some wonky wall climbing and high jumping, but the way her mask came on, the way she was looking through Johnny Cage, and the rigidness of her striking came across the screen mostly. There's a moment where she's aware Cage is above her and she's calmly stalking, to a point to get up to him, basically is what she's doing. It was shot so well. And Kitana looked like she was not around. It was very effective. I suppose I should take this opportunity to say this was in IMAX Thursday night, second showing of the film for the theater near us. It was fairly full, many Shao Kahn popcorn buckets, unanimous clapping, oohs and ahs, and tears even. The story centers around Kitana, or at least half of it, and it makes perfect sense given the events of Mortal Kombat 2, the arcade game. The way Shao Kahn enters her life is tragic, brutal. More brutal than what I ever envisioned to go in the film. I truly did not expect this kind of emotional impact to come across in this movie the way Kitana's and Shao Kahn's introduction did. The theater got emotional more than once, and if you can do that in a movie like this, you are doing something right, even if you're not doing everything right. Shao Kahn is no longer goofy, and his shoulder charge is now something to be feared. Looks pretty dope, finally. I'm trying to avoid heavy spoilers even with a spoiler alert. The fight between Liu Kang and Kung Lao is fantastic. The actors for these roles crushed it. Kung Lao is both a bad MFer and Liu Kang's bitch. They did a lot of editing tricks that aren't used enough in fighting scenes these days, in my opinion. I really appreciated the effort throughout the film for the action, and the way it was shot too. Some of these bouts open like a cinematic from the more recent games, which you could hear the theater ooh and ah for a specific one that I won't ruin for anyone. It went from letterbox to wide shot in one smooth zoom out. F***ing sick, and everyone immediately caught it and reacted to it. The introduction of Baraka was the highlight of the movie for me, truly. He looked great at first, and about as accurate as you can make him look IRL with no CGI or very little of it. But the way he replied to Johnny Cage and Liu Kang when they said they were looking for him is what stuck with me and I thought was so attention grabbing. "Hi, I'm Baraka." And just walking towards him like, "What's good? What y'all need?" As the movie goes on, Baraka's character kind of becomes comic relief and somewhat is not too much of a deep thinker. The rest of the movie is a stark contrast for Baraka given from the way he was introduced. I prefer the way he was introduced and the viciousness. I mean, these guys eat people, but, whatever. There is much more I want to gush over for this film, but shall yield in the interest of time and respect to others to have their interpretations continue to flourish. How about what I didn't like? I like Kano and the way this actor portrays him. Maybe a few too many punchlines for me, but there are some issues beyond that. Kano is a complete demon in the Mortal Kombat lore. Savage, happy to inflict brutality and fear. He has killed en masse and innocent individuals. He has ended the lives of not one, but several people. Leader of the Black Dragon. Not that I need the Black Dragon to be explored or represented, but I just don't see he and Sonya Blade being on the same team while he is comic relief. Obviously, I can see him being part of a team temporarily only to betray them, but not in this manner. Maybe he betrays in the next film, we'll see. Overall, though, Kano was a good time. Liu Kang kinda took a back seat in this one. Eventually, his power is on full display, up until his ascension into a god, but the story has moved on from him. And really, it's not a bad thing. He is still very relevant, but they wisely explored the plethora of others available with deep lore behind them. Kitana was the perfect place to start for this movie, in my opinion, and I hope others, they did Melina dirty. She is cooked in the first film, but they should bring her back, and more appropriately cast. Melina can come back under Shinnok. It would make sense. It could fit if done correctly. Quan Chi looked like Megamind crossed with that low-budget Mortal Kombat Conquest-looking Quan Chi. It was an odd choice to give him such a big-ass head, and if it's that dude's actual head size, I'm sorry, but I got a big head too, and maybe they should have used a smaller head or something. One more thing. We got spoiled and lucky with Bridget Wilson as Sonya Blade.
We're leaving.